Hello guys, and welcome to a new Star Division 2 video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I have for you a 10 versus 10 on none other than Dukla Pass, and I'm playing with one of the new divisions, the 208th Infantry, with the balanced deployment type. It's finally cool to see the new divisions coming to the Dukla Pass map. We've had the Dukla Pass map for a little while now. It's an absolutely massive map, perfect for these big 10v10s. It's good on 4v4 as well. But yeah, finally being able to use one of the actual Dukla Pass divisions is awesome. So let's have a quick look at what we're getting down at the start. This division's not too exciting in the early phases, but certainly picks up its strength in phase B and C. So we've got some Grenadiers here with the Panzerfaust, we've got the MG42 team, we've got the PaK 40 and the IG33. Both of these are going to be heading up onto the ridge on the left hand side so that we can cover the town here as we continue our engagement. So I've got a couple of Sturm Pioneers heading up to the right hand side to make sure that the enemy doesn't do the same to me. So they could easily put some AT guns in these tree lines and then that would cause me issues. On the left side it's kind of our ridge because you can see here this is the 50-50 and I'm hoping that Grey Fox here can secure this for us. Got a couple Marder 3s on the way. Marders are honestly one of this division's best units, which sounds silly, but honestly Marders are fantastic because you can 2-vet them with reasonable availability still, and then that accuracy, which is already like 55% on the APCR, 45% on the AP, becomes like way higher. It's like 60 plus, and then your rate of fire is over 10, and you just get good rate of fire, good penetration for a very cheap cost, 50 points. Very dangerous, especially if used in light cover. We got a bunch of Fusiliers also coming in. I think I bought these a little bit late, which is why they're coming up on the rear. But these are recon squads that we're going to be using to spot our enemies. So all of my infantry is unloaded, and we didn't actually bump into enemy forces yet, so they're going to be advancing through the fields and trying to take as much ground as possible. But yes, these are classic Grenadiers with the MG34, so not too much power at range compared to like a Grenadier with an MG42, but still decent for holding the line, especially since I've brought in 2 cards of Grenadiers, 6 on a card with 1 Veteran C, which allows us to basically push them to 3 Veteran C with a leader and commander combination. P47 going to come in on the right hand side. They actually managed to pop a Puma. Second Puma trying to take out an L6 on that right hand side. You got OK kind of pushing up. My Sturm Pioneers are going to continue making ground. We've got a Pioneer Führer joining them to make them 2 Veterancy. That will help those flamethrowers get on target a bit quicker. But here comes a B-26 with some nasty bombs on that right hand side. Nice Ju-88 though from our teammate is certainly going to help spot the enemy forces. But there is also a Partop already out. This is the Nov AA, because Kajin on this right hand side is playing with Nov, which is the Yugoslavian army, basically. Alright, Fusiliers moving up into position. PaK 40s found their way up onto the ridge, and so you can see here that they have a really nice vantage. Same with the IG33. It's ready and waiting to attack anything that shows itself in the valley. We're just slowly working our way forwards. I don't want to be like too aggressive in the early phases just because this division isn't very aggressive early on. It doesn't have the infantry to sustain that because Grenadiers on their own are just like a bit naff compared to a lot of other phase 8 infantry that you could bump into on the allied side, particularly things like you know, SSB for example, where you get the commandos coming in for you. But Marder's in a good spot here. Going to be able to hit the Stug down the road. Now the Stug here angled itself so it can't get penned by both the PaK 40 and the Marder 3 at front range. It actually stops it firing a second time as my opponent tries to back it up. It does go down. So Marder 3 there getting a good kill. Again, 50-point Marder versus 75-point Stug, and we managed to find the win, which is fantastic. Now we've got Sturm Pioneers bumping into some of the Nov infantry. These guys are pretty scary because their rifles fire very quickly, but Sturm Pioneers are specialist at close range, and we caught the infantry on the move, so they took a lot of damage. Now my Marder 3 here on the right hand side of the tree line now. Attempting to get a shot into the Stug 3, unfortunately misses. Stug 3 takes it out. Unfortunate for me. If I'd hit that first shot, there would have been a chance the Stug maybe missed its shot. Would have been more likely to miss at least. But P38 going down to the flag filling and the two SDKFZ 10-4s. I have brought in the AA early, as we have already seen plenty of aircraft around. The P38 here also attempting to come in with its bombs. We saw the B52 already. So getting the flag filling up, super important. Artillery did manage to pop my Pack 40 on the ridge very easily, which was surprising. The IG-33 still ready and waiting to help out as some Jeeps head our direction. The Jeep's going to be spotting our positions. We do manage to take them out with one of the machine guns on the left there pretty easily. The second one's going to go down as well. This is why I don't like those as recon. They are good in a situation where you just need to sort of have some throwaway recon to engage. But here comes the Focke-Wulfs. They've got those Panzerfaust, or sorry, Panzerschrecks basically, under the wings, and they've done a good job there of taking out the Stug. Both going to have to fall back though, but great help by Endy there to neutralize that Stug so that we can continue our advance, because I couldn't quite get this Marder 3 on the right hand side on target because there was a heavy cover in the way, and even if I moved it further to the left, the line of sight just wasn't right there. So great help, and now I've got some 81mm mortars that are going to attempt to pin down enemy infantry so that we can engage them. Now, one thing to note in Star Division 2 is if you are in a situation where your infantry is worse than your opponent's, you're going to want to try and pin them down, and the best way to do that is with artillery. So in this case, the mortars will suppress the enemy infantry and then allow my grenadiers to push forwards more aggressively, even though they are likely worse than the infantry they're going to come up against. Now, a little bit of mistake on my part here, allowing the Sturm Pioneers to be engaged by the Proletari. In the end, doesn't really matter as the 50mm mortars come in and absolutely decimate my poor infantry squad. The Glens here out on the road looking to take out 36mm. But here we go, the Czechoslovakian infantry in our way. Double machine gun sniper teams at 3 veterancy. Really, really tough matchup for a Grenadier, which has 1 MG34 to engage back with its Kar 98s as well. So here with Messina, who we're up against, he's using the SNP, which is the basically Slovak National Uprising division. Got some really interesting infantry that we're going to be fighting against. But I've got to just make sure that I'm keeping these infantry pinned down whilst we are fighting them with the Grens. Now on the right hand side, yeah, a lot of 50mm mortars there really putting in the work against the infantry, and they're quite difficult to deal with if they're microed well in the heavy cover, so it's taking advantage of that nicely. Marder 3 going to be engaging the Panzer 35, hoping to take that out before it gets into cover, and we do get a good shot there. Really nice indeed. New Pack 40 is going to be going up the hill. Opel Blitz in all its power, zooming up there very nicely indeed. IG-33 though going to have to back it up as artillery is coming in once again from the left hand side. The new IG-33 now joining me on the right side here. I'm going to be trying to utilize this ridge as well because it's just over 2,000 from one side to the other here, and so you do kind of need to have guns on both sides in order to get full coverage of the valley. So that's why the IG-33 here would be nice, but we are going to end up bumping into some more of this infantry, and unfortunately the Sturm Pioneers really do suffer against those TNT, so IG-33 is going to turn around and back it up again. More infantry on the way, more Grens, more Sturm Pioneers. I've even been bringing up the Commandant because I noticed that because he's utilising 3 vet infantry, I should probably be doing the same in order to kind of negate some of the difference that his extra veterancy is giving him. But I think Messina here was running these at 2 vet because I didn't think that he brought in a commander early on, but I may be wrong. Anyway, Marder 3 against Marder 3. Unfortunately, mine's going to get crew killed and taken out swiftly afterwards. So not getting the value out of my Marders that I would like, but the mortars certainly are helping out a lot in these engagements, and we have sort of slowly been working our way forwards. New Stern Pioneers arriving on the right hand side, but unfortunately my teammate here is being more or less double teamed by Cajun, and also it was Ghost Regiment, I believe. Meanwhile, I'm just kind of trying to hold back Messina. IG-33 able to get shots towards the 36mm IT gun here. It's going to try and back it up. Manages to get out of the way in time. Commanders arrived. Going to be keeping that near the flak-filling. 2 vet flak-filling would be really, really nice. And commanders basically give 2 veterancy to any unit nearby. And then they connect to a leader. Leaders give 1 veterancy, but if they're connected to a commander, they give 2. So, again, really nice. Now in this case, because the infantry is already kind of stressed out and damaged, the Stern Pioneers have a good chance to win here if they can kill this before they reload. You can see they're getting another satchel ready there. We managed to get them just in time. Fortunately, the satchel, oh, it looks like it got thrown regardless. So I'm going to be focusing on this right-hand side and getting MG42 to come and help try and hold back these infantry at the distance. But with all of these mortars hanging out, I don't think my MG42 is going to really last too long. It's kind of difficult for me in this situation to help out because I don't have like anything like crazy good on its own. Like in situations like this where you want to help your teammates, it's best to have sort of like unicorn units that are just like really good on their own, and that you can kind of place there to help the backbone of your allies' forces. And in this case, the best thing I've got really is Stern Pioneers to help clean out some of this infantry from these 3 lines. Also, I'm heading them up there because, again, I don't want AT guns to start getting on this ridge because it will kill my reinforcements. It will take out any armor I've got in the valley, and that would just be a bad time all round. And we got one of the new spotting aircraft there. Doesn't last very long as flak blings in 20 mils absolutely destroy it. So poor couple chaps in that aircraft don't last too long. Right, Fusiliers jumping up here with 3 vet. I'm going to do a little bit better against the enemy infantry, but we're still going to get the mortars on target and continue the engagement. We have now moved into phase B, so you can see that I've got some Jaegers arriving, and these are Jaeger MG42s. These squads are absolutely ridiculous. They are triple MG42 squads with also a Kar 98 sniper, which is, yeah, just really, really rough. Nice Ventura bombing strike there comes in. Hits my infantry, kills off my poor Fusiliers. Yeah, triple MG, Jaeger, MG42. I'm bringing them in at 1 vet, so I can actually make them 3 vet with the Commandant, and they're just going to rip enemy infantry squads to pieces at a distance. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do, whilst also continuing to secure the ridge with the Stern Pioneer. As long as OK doesn't like lose our spawn, we should be alright on this right hand side, because it is just like that 1 flag there that 2 people are pushing into, and I'm still managing to keep pressure on in the valley regardless, because they haven't got the AT guns and equipment up on the ridge. I am still going to be providing some reinforcements here on the right hand side, but the more reinforcements I put elsewhere, the less I'm going to be able to hold my front. But we have managed to get on top of his leaders, so he's got the 2 leaders there, and those will be receiving mortar fire any time now, and then I'm going to be trying to push forwards on them to kind of surrender them if I can, because that would be really, really nice. Just take away that leader capability from the other infantry. Unfortunately, the Padakovi, yeah, not getting pinned properly, so the Gren's getting ripped as they move up. But the Jaeger MG42s are now going to be following up, and they should have already been in position, but I was a bit lazy there on the micro looks of things. Now the Jaeger MG42 attempting to push off the right hand side. Meanwhile, Stern Pioneers running about, trying to clean up as much stuff as they can. Like Proletari there, for example, pinned. Looks like we should be able to get the surrender. Gotta be careful with the Jaeger MG42s though, as they bump into a lot of stuff pushing through here. Yeah, they get absolutely destroyed. Now we're still kind of running around with the flamers in the trees and making that work. Unfortunately, Pack 40 gonna get hit by enemy mortar fire, so not able to maintain its hold over the center of the map. Now with these Jaeger MG42s, you want to make sure that they don't engage at max range like that with their sniper, because they're not really taking full advantage of their firepower at all. You want to be engaging at 750 meter range. Now, I did get an MG42 up into the ridge here, and also the IG further back, providing fire into the valley is working out quite nicely for us. Jaeger MG42's got into position. Look how quickly that pinned down that unit. Now the triple MG, even though they're pinned and laid down, are still taking a lot of damage, and the IG-33 shots coming through there nicely. Absolutely ripping through that infantry. So yeah, Sturm Pioneers causing a lot of problems right now. See here, oh, they're actually the 45mm mortars, so not even the 50mm, but that's what's been causing all of that fire on the right hand side. IG-33 now coming under fire from the 81mm mortars, and does end up getting taken out. We need Grey Fox to maintain the hold on the ridge here, because otherwise I'm going to be surrounded, and like I'm spearheading through this valley, but with both my flanks exposed right now, it's a real scary position to be in. The Grenadiers getting popped. Pedagogy, Streltsy actually doing a great job, but hitting the triple MG on target there, you'll see we'll finish off those, easy peasy. Both the Fusilier and the Gren get taken out. Again, that's the two close range MGs plus the sniper really doing a fantastic job. I was really surprised how effective those infantry were, especially against like some of my best infantry that I'm going to have in this division, because it made me worry for the sort of mid to late game. If that infantry just keeps coming in abundance, I'm going to be in trouble. Anyway, I've sent some Pioneers over here to Grey Fox just to help him clean that out, because again, maintaining security on that ridge is super important. We do have 52 bringing over a Tiger to help us out, so that was really nice. We also now have Endy, who's come over and is helping OK push back on this right hand side. I've got a couple Pioneers that are going to be trying to clean out this tree line as well. We've got a Panzer IV that's on the way. But you can see here now the AT guns attempting to get into position. So Pack 40 already there. Fortunately, IG-33 does have line of sight, so we're going to be able to delete that one. Pack 50 also further back. Another target for the IG-33, and covering this ridge is just going to be so important from this point forwards. Loads of aircraft coming in, including a Focke-Wulf 189, actually managing to get through there and get the bombs onto the enemy AA. That means the Ju-88 is going to come through. We've got the Focke-Wulf 190 with the Panzerfaust. This division also has access to these, but I brought them in Phase C, which is another 2.5 minutes away. But Mustang coming in there to try and kill the Focke-Wulf or the Ju-87, but my AA managing to stop that from being the case for the time being. Bf-109 G2 coming in as well. Big old air engagement. Nice kill there by the Bf-109. Me-410 looking for the strafe and run onto the path top. Just loads of aircraft being used. Glorious to see. So Pioneers making good progress on the left and right. We got a new Marder arriving. That's managing to get a nice penetrating shot there onto the backside Stug. Clean, really clean kill there for the Marder 2. Nice Pack 40 on wheels. That Fusilier gonna have to back it up. There's a lot of stuff heading our way. Also the flak billing now coming under fire from all of those mortars. The Commandant gonna want to get out of the radius of that mortar rounds, otherwise we'll be losing that for free. But here we go with more airstrikes from both sides. The B-26s of Ghost Regiment, the bow fighters coming in there for the rocket strikes onto the Stug, and the Panzer IV. It's just a massive air engagement on that right hand side. All the while, I'm just trying to continue the progress that I'm making in the center. Now, whenever something's like pushing towards me, the Jaeger MG42s just do so much damage. You can see that Partizani out in the open just getting ripped. But my Pioneers are now both dead on the left-hand side. So that's not ideal, but hopefully 52 can help Grey Fox continue that push there. And we have managed to recover the flag on the right hand side, so we're now 13 to 11, which is really good, because elsewhere on the map things are going pretty well. McShab's still defending his flag. 52 on the far left's got his flag still. There's some offensive action going on in the middle here with Commissar and Grim Guy. They're doing a great job. Falcon's pushing up here, way past his flag as well. So across the map our team's doing pretty well, and that's why the 13-11 is occurring. Unfortunately at this range the Jaeger MG42s aren't able to use their MG42s, and he knows it, so he's trying to like breathe down my neck a little bit here and just stay on top of me. I am still 3 vet though, and we still have MP44s, so it's not like he can keep moving and take the damage, especially when we're in heavy cover and he's not in any cover whatsoever. But the OSS leader certainly going to be able to do a decent amount of damage, and also the Tiger getting taken out there by the Pack 40. But the IG-33 going to be smacking that hard before the Sturm Pioneers come in and cleaned it up. So ridge secured once again, making sure those AT guns don't affect us, and our reinforcements is super important. So I've now got the Marder 2 on the way, we've got the Aufklärer Panzer IV J on the way, we got my Panzer IV H that was hanging out on the right coming up to help me push, and the Pioneers are continuing on through. Now Nov here, a lot of its power is in the early game, and you saw that Cajun used that really well. Really nice Nov play on that right hand side with the backup of Ghost Regiment. But now Nov's in a pretty rough position. He can kind of air spam and hope for the best from this point. That's probably his best bet anyway. BF-109 G14 coming in for the run onto the P-47. Unfortunately the P-47 a little bit too fast. Now G14 going to be going for the Ventura instead, but I'm going to get caught out by a lot of these 20 mils and 25 mils that weren't killed yet on this right hand side. It was very close, because the Jaeger MP44s here, you can see with the 8 MP44s and Kar 98s are moving up and getting a lot of damage on target. Like Endy's playing the same division as I am, so a lot of his units will match mine. And these Jaeger MP44s are some of those. I have them available in Phase C in my deck. So now we are in Phase C anyway, so I should be bringing up some of them shortly. We have also got an artillery piece back here that I was going to try and use to kind of pin some more of the infantry that we keep bumping into. But another Marder 2 on the way, we're going to be moving that one up onto the ridge now. Might be a little bit more resilient to the artillery than the Pack 40 that was up there previously, so that was somewhat the plan. We've also got an IG-37 on the way, which is an interesting gun. Will be able to give us some decent indirect fire. I guess it's not technically direct fire, sorry, at 1,500 meter range. It outranges most infantry. Aufklärer Panzer IV J, super important in this position because we're going to be going up against a lot of infantry, and the Aufklärer Panzer IV J with its high optics is going to be able to spot infantry in these buildings before it's too close to get shot at by enemy AT. But Marder 2 still holding the road nicely, and Aufklärer Panzer IV J now moving over to the right hand side here, you can see is going to be engaging this infantry in the open. I'm just going to be shifting the Jaeger MG42 out to get the MG42 and the sniper on target to kill that AT gun, so that I can then use the Panzer IV to continue with the engagement against the partisans here. The Marder 2 also continuing to get HE down. My 2 Pioneers trying to keep up with the push on this right hand side, as it has gone pretty deep now. We're looking at 2 flags there. I've got Ju-88s coming in from Endy, and IG-33 actually able to rip these partisans to shreds. So all of these squads going down nice and easy, able to surrender the last. IG-33 did a fantastic job. So now I've got the Grenadiers coming in with MP44s. These are extremely cost efficient units for the 300 meter range engagement. Like MP44s, they have 300 meter range, but they have recently been buffed to provide more suppression. And because I've got like the Pioneer Führer here, you can see that a lot of these are going to just unload and be immediately 3 VAT. Now they have 6 MP44s and MG42. The Partisani here, you'll see them just get absolutely melted. Now that's only 1 squad that was in range there. The second squad wasn't actually in range when it unloaded with this MP44s. So yeah, or at least, sorry, it wasn't in line of sight, it was in range. So either way, it wasn't firing. You can see the DPS that those Grenadier squads can put out for 20 points apiece. Really, really nasty stuff. So MP44 is going to continue their way forwards regardless. Now more bombers and such coming in. UP-26 is on the way. Both fighter, Hurricane. So many aircraft being used on that right-hand side. Those Marauders, pretty nasty. They do have a decent payload. I think it's like 500 or it's 450 kilogram bombs or something. If they really hit the mark, they can do a lot of damage. Okay, mortars are now in line of sight. He's trying to mortar my Panzer IV. I'm just going to shift that forwards and try and take out his mortars with direct fire. Grenadiers are continuing to move forwards in a wave now. Anything at long range, they can engage with the MD42. Anything at like mid-range, MD44s get on target and just clean them up. So that worked out quite nicely. We've got another Jägerführer as well to maintain veterancy on all of my units. And we're just going to brute force it through now with ND's help. He's coming up with more of these Grenadiers with the MD42s. But the light tanks like these Panzer 35s are kind of a bit rough for us, but if I can get the Panzer IVs to keep the same pace as the infantry, we should be okay. So many aircraft flying around on this right side for the entire game, but we maintain the push forwards, and as long as I keep spread out, he's not going to get too much value out of these bombers. Like bombing a Jaeger MG42 there it's a nice kill for 30 points, but it is only 30 points because it's not like more than one squad next to each other. And that bomber probably costs like 120 something points. Alright, Grenadier MP44 getting finished up, but SPW 231 taking advantage of the lack of long range AT. Grenadier MP44 is also getting on top of them. My artillery is going to start to hit the 88 on the backside there because it's covering the road. And our opponent here at this point is going to surrender as a lot of his frontline forces have been taken out. So it's just a matter of time now until we get on top of the flag and take that for ourselves. We're still of course dealing with anyone who's reinforcing him, like Todd here, who's come in with those 85 mils of the BDV, or BDD I should say. These aren't technically 88s, they're 85s, but they're still going to be pretty lethal to these Panzer IVs if they get in line of sight. Ju-88 here, revealing a lot of this support weaponry. You can see that is in fact an 88, and lovely artillery there coming in from the Grey Fox here. These are the 155 French guns, rolled by the Germans. And yeah, nice barrage, absolutely demolishes a lot of those support weapons. 81mm mortar going down, 85mm mortar, or sorry, 85mm gun, the next target. My Gren's just able to continue to push on through. So Messina did put some infantry over on this right hand side. We've got the Strati there with the Panzerschrecks. Obviously he's now left the game, so the AI is in control of those. But Todd here losing his 85 mils. Ghost Regiment and Cajun trying to hold on against the counter push on this right hand side. Fortunately a little bit of friendly fire here as my Grens get caught up by the long range artillery. But it's going to prevent us from making as much progress as I would have liked. Getting up to like at least the next crossroad would have been nice, so that we'd then have a little bit of a springboard to the final flag. But it's okay. Panzer IV Marder 2 still able to provide the fire support at range, and we're of course just going to continue to bring in more and more reinforcements, more Grenadiers and such will always be on the way, every tick. There we go, more Jaegers, more Grens being called in, Marders moving up the roads. The Marders is really nice in this situation because it's just like having a pack 40. You can just quickly move up a road to help engage anything that's like sort of medium to light armor. Unfortunately for me, like the T-34-85 might be a little bit rough for the Marder 2 to engage because you're not going to have like guaranteed penetration at long range. We've got a KL-35 coming in. A little observation plane with its off-map capability. Me-410 was trying to hunt that down but forced back by AA. But more Panzer IVs on the way. And I was just really spamming out these Panzer IVJs at this point, because having like 3 vet Panzer IVs with high optics is just super nice for not only dealing with infantry but also for dealing with tanks, because they still have 135mm of penetration, so it's reasonably good value for money. Yeah, more Grens on the way, as you can see, more tanks on the way. I kind of left these mortars behind after they run out of ammo because I didn't want to have to keep giving them more ammo throughout the game. I think ammo in this division is something that I'm kind of lacking. It comes in with certain units but not others. Like I think I, after the game, added it to some of my artillery in the artillery tab just because I was so light on supply. BU-88 doing a good job. A lot of the AA is taken care of now. Gren's going to continue to push on. The Battle of Dukla Pass rages all across. Shab's still holding the line. The push for Commissar and Grimguy hasn't really gone much further, but well, that's been a grind through the heavy cover. Falcon not quite managing to get his offensive flag as he's been held back. Proxy helping out Grey Fox here to secure the ridge on my left flank. But all of the enemy now building up against us is preventing us from getting this last flag. The AI is just going to be throwing infantry at us. We've got Todd here bringing in 4 T-34-85s to hold the line. So that's going to be very difficult for my Panzer IVs to approach unless I'm able to really like get closer with the light cover and then increase my penetration chances. The Grun's here, very close to getting on top of the enemy Andrusha. Niki actually making a great progress through that. Yeah, this division in general, I found it to play pretty nicely. I mean, it kind of ramps up into phase B and C with all of your really nice infantry. You have like plenty of decent enough tanks to support you. Like I mentioned before, the Marder is a really good value anti-tank weapon. And then we've got the Panzer IVs in here as well, which I'm bringing all at 2 vet, including the Afkada Panzer IVJs. So you've got lots of great sort of medium armor choices. And if you're bumping into anything like massive, like IS-2s, then you've still got the Pak 43 as an option in this division, as well as my Panzer Shrek Bockerwolves that are available in phase C in my deck as well. Like, those would be great in this situation. We just pop in all of these T-34-85s. I just probably don't have the points to do that because I'm holding the front. Like, if I sacrifice 135 points here and there for a Focke-Wulf 190, then it may leave us a little bit short-handed. So I do need to be careful of that, of course. I was just hoping at any point that we didn't get flanked off this ridge, because that would have been really rough for us, but the pressure here is still helping us out a lot. But since the flags are now 15-9, you can see there's 2 arrows here. That's what I call a double tick, and that is meaning that the game will end in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So doing well. I left here make sure I'm making the most out of the radio mortars. Marder 2 getting good hits onto the enemy infantry as they come up. It looks like another player has sent reinforcements but's not paying attention, so a lot of these Strauki getting cleaned up in the open. The Marder there showing why the rate of fire really matters, able to take out those transports in quick succession. Just trying to shift up the Marders now, try and get on top of some of these armoured units. Here the Marder's going to come around the corner. We're going to try and engage the T-34 85. Unfortunately, we missed the shot, which is unfortunate RNG wise. Get a loader wound with the second shot, which isn't terrible. A double hurricane coming in there to kill the Grenadier MP44. Like, that's a 95-point fighter bomber killing a 20-point unit. That's actually 2 of them. So yeah, this sort of efficiency that you need to be careful with aircraft. Like, sometimes it's worth it because there's certain situations where that one unit is causing you a lot of problems and you don't have like another solution for it. So bringing in an aircraft, using a little bit of extra points is worth it. But in some cases, it's just really not. Like, that's not helping him very much. T-34-85 getting taken out by the Tiger. There is also a Panther here from OK, so that's helping us out as well. Got artillery ready for the ridge. We're also going to be bringing up a BF-109 to try and deal with some of this Air Force. I don't think there was much AA left at this point, so I thought I'd be able to have the BF-109 kind of like floating around here, ready for dealing with any follow-up airstrikes, and there was another P-47 coming in, so we're going to go for the chase there. Back 40, certainly causing issues from the ridge. We do manage to get it off. An artillery landing in front of us from this massive battery back here. Been very, very nice indeed. Like, Grey Fox using the Festung Dunkerque, and he's absolutely spamming these 155 mils. That is 12 guns firing away and just obliterating anything in our path. Certainly helping us push through the valley here quite nicely. Yeah, I love the way this map has this sort of like valley dynamic where when you're like pushing up the valley on this side or on this side, your flanks are still so important. So like as soon as the sort of push comes through on the right hand side and cleans out all of this area, like I'm so free to push up here, and then I only have to worry about one flank as opposed to 2. Because there was a situation in this game where I was really worried that I was going to just be like squished from both sides. But with our teammates coming to the rescue, it certainly allowed us to fully exploit the power of our divisions. And there you have it. After 36 minutes and 32 seconds, I thought this was a pretty nice showcase of this division. It's not like the most overpowered division in the world. It has some really nice infantry, but it's just overall like very solid. It's great for like 1v1. It does struggle a little bit when you're under pressure by more than one player because especially your early game is kind of touch and go. But once you move into like phase B, phase C, you can certainly get a lot of value out of your units. So speaking of value, my Stern Pioneers did really well against the Yugoslavian infantry in this game, so that was nice. Certainly helped us hold on to that right side long enough for the reinforcements to arrive. Jaeger MG42s there, you can see how effective they can potentially be. I don't think this game was the best demonstration of the Jaeger MG42. I think there's going to be positions where you can get a lot of work done with those. But alas, Marder 2, of course, getting brilliant value. Aufgabe Panzer IV is helping with the infantry nicely. The Grenadier MP44s, some of the, honestly, best sort of value for money infantry in the game. Not necessarily the best infantry, but really good value for money for 20 points. And yeah, using that sort of wave of Grens plus all of the medium armor behind it gave us a lot of ground until we started to bump into more players. So yeah, great stuff. Really, really fun game. Ended, yeah, 2,239 kills, 1,830 losses. Yeah, solid 10v10. Really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, great job by my teammates for backing us up. That's it for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.